This is gonna be something that I'm really looking forward to because I know you've got a lot you want to get into across a couple of different topics. So I'm gonna leave it to you as far as where you want to start and how you want to build it, and just let you do your thing, man. It's another one of those day of superstars, as they say, and there's no bigger superstar than you, man. So I want to let you get it cracking.
Yeah, man. No, bro, I appreciate you jumping on late, bro. I know late night pods sometimes hit and
Always.
I want to shout out the superstars, bro. First of all, you're definitely been like a superstar with carrying the pod, bro. You're doing a great job right now, carrying the hard work, dude. It's progress hella good. And I want to shout out Malik as well for all the great World Cup podcasts that he's been doing out of town. I've actually been listening to all of your guys' podcasts regarding World Cup coverage. You guys have been doing a great job, and honestly, you're doing better than the Fox. What's up on Fox Sports? I gotta say that. Yeah. So I want to shout you guys out. Shout out Siobhan for kicking out an episode with you guys as well. So just shouting out the friends as well. And I actually was just finishing up that Jordan game. Pretty good game. To give a little background, like I got some family members down there. I'm from Palestine, but like Jordan's kind of like country I support. I've been there a good amount of times when I was younger, so it's cool to see them in the World Cup. But they are officially eliminated. But they gave some good attacks, a good fight, and shout out Algeria for winning the game. And we'll see what goes forward from there. But with that game going on, though, there was definitely some. I can't say Woj bomb anymore. I gotta say some. What's the term for shams now, right?
Fuck, I don't know, man. You know,
But he's part of the award show we'll have in the
if I
future,
say
right?
my if I have what happened?
I was gonna say he's gonna be part of the award show, right? That
Oh, yeah,
we're
oh, yeah, yeah, there you go. I'm glad that's starting to catch on a little bit. The end of the year awards ceremony. I'm glad that's starting to catch on a little bit. I
yeah.
got big,
Well,
I got big narcissist. No, I don't want to say narcissistic, but I got big plans for that, man. It's gonna be a fun time.
yeah, it's gonna be.
I'm hoping we turn it into a party.
No, honestly, I think we 1000% have to,
I want
bro.
to turn it into one of those things. I want to turn it into like, what's the best way I could describe this?
We're gonna like Gatsby theme or something like that.
No, like I'll give an example. You go to a wedding or a big party or whatever it is, or an award, and you always think to yourself like, what would you do if you had the ability to, So it's like I feel like I want it to be something. Not to get off topic because I know we got a lot of other shit we want to get into,
Hmm.
and I want to let you do your thing. But you brought up the award show, and you kind of got me going, man, because I fired.
Hey man,
But
when I
yeah,
first heard it, I
seriously,
got fired up about it too.
I'm glad, man. I'm glad it's starting. I want it to be something where we get all the. You mentioned the superstar. I want all the superstars of what we got going on here, like you, Malik, Siobhan. We go down the list. Vince, my guy D Antonio. People who haven't even been on yet.
We got shout out
That will
Armand too for
be,
New York.
of course. I mean, it goes without saying. Armand's a brother. I mean, we go down the list. Armand, the homie David, Adam, Tyler. I mean, we go down the list, and I'm
Hmm.
sure there's plenty of people I'm forgetting, and I love them all. And we get everybody, people who haven't been on, your friends and family, my friends and family, everybody's friends and family. We get like 300 people. We get cut, we invite all these other people. We'll invite Shams Charania and I want everybody there. We'll get drinks. We'll pick a venue. Everybody dresses up. We'll have a red carpet. The whole deal, man. I want it to be. We'll have like anything, bro. We can have live music for all I fucking care. We can have performances. We can have a DJ.
Oh,
Fucking
that'd be sick. That'd be sick
whatever,
as
bro.
hell.
Anything. Fucking. We could have a stand up comic, like
Oh,
whatever.
when we gotta do it, bro. You know how we won that free thing? We gotta throw it on that free thing, bro, just so that guy can see
Oh,
it
there you
too.
go. Yeah. Oh, but I mean that would be fun too. But we gotta find out.
I'm just
That
kidding.
would
It needs to be like a private
No,
event.
that's a good one though. That's a good one. I mean, we'll invite all of those people for
Oh,
sure
he can
too.
be invited actually. That.
Yeah, everybody can be invitable for sure. We'll make sure that guy's a part of the wait staff.
Yeah, yeah, but not
Making
not to
sure
drag
everybody.
that not to drag
Yeah,
that
not to
that
drag
lane,
that
but
in there. Yeah, yeah. We'll talk about that another time. We'll save that for a future episode. But anyways, man, I don't want to get sidetracked. But yeah, I'm glad you brought up the award show, man, because I'm looking forward to trying to, you know, uh, logistics and dates and whatnot to be determined. But that's gonna be a fun time, man.
no, it is, bro, it is, and not the I know we kinda got us all
Yeah, you
excited,
got me sidetracked, man. I was
but
completely unscripted and unplanned for it, and went against everything I said 10 minutes ago off the record before we started this.
but, hey, man, expect the unexpected, and I
Yeah,
mean,
this is what
we did
happens when you
this.
get me after dark, man.
Yeah. And I mean, the news today, I guess like Giannis getting traded isn't unexpected. It's been, swirling for 2 years. I mean, I think we both are finally, finally like glad that this kind of saga is over. I know he's trying to protect his image, saying he doesn't want to get traded and all that stuff. But he wanted to get traded from Milwaukee. It was time. He got them a ring. He put up good numbers. He's pretty loyal to the city. It's kind of like similar to Dame, but it's kind of his time to go. Again, like we talked about, we're gonna go deeper about this trade later on. But initial reaction, I honestly really like this from Milwaukee. I think they got a haul. I know they could have gotten Jalen Brown and 2 first-round picks is what it seemed like the offers were rumored, which I still think that's a very good offer as well, 'cause I view Jalen Brown very high, and even if they didn't wanna keep Jalen Brown, they could have gotten, like, a haul from him too. But either way, I think the offer they got from the Heat, they got a bunch of picks, they got flexibility, and, I think, they got some good, players like Tyler Hero, Jaquez, there's this other guy, I can't say his last name, but he's pretty solid, as well.
Yeah,
I
Jonas.
Yeah, yeah, Cachonas, and
There you
then
go.
I think they traded away Portis. I mean, he was a
Yep.
good role player, but, like, I don't know how his salary is, but maybe, like, a salary dump to get out of that, contract. I mean, they're obviously rebuilding, so we'll see, bro, I don't even know why I didn't bring this piece up. Khalil Ware, I think that's a really underrated piece that they got. I'm pretty high on him. So him like being able to start with the Bucks, we'll see how he turns out. He's pretty talented. He can shoot. He's very tall. So I wonder how he turns out with the Bucks. Then obviously for the Heat, they got like the superstar guy that they'll get tickets in the seats. You're getting like a top five player in the league. So. I think they overpaid for it, yes, and I think in the new NBA, it's a bit different. It doesn't just work where you're gonna get a title just for trading a player like this anymore. I think they're like maybe top five in the East, but I don't see them. Initial reaction, I don't see them, being better than the Knicks right now, or maybe like top teams in the East. Maybe when the Pacers come back, we'll see if they even can be better than them as well. But again, it's early. I mean, the NBA's like when you saw like nobody was expecting the Knicks to win it before the playoffs started, and they ended up winning it. So maybe this move could like at least gets you a chance, and anything could happen once you're in the playoffs. So that's kind of my initial thoughts on it. I know we'll get deeper, and then there was another trade as well. Was the Julius Randle trade, which I mean I was kind of expecting him to get traded, but I just wasn't expecting it for that. And, like, this just kinda explains how, like, the NBA is going where, like, you're seeing players like Trey Young or Julius Randle, like, on paper, it looks like they're getting traded for nothing, but when you look along the lines, it's more of like the salary dump, and you kinda understand why teams are, like, trading, like, for example, Julius Randle and I think it was a first round pick for a second round pick. Like, again, on paper, you're like, "That doesn't make sense," but it makes sense because it gives them the financial flexibility, and we saw right away they paid for Ayo, who had a really good series against the Nuggets, and looks like he's a pretty good player they got from the Bulls. Um, I mean, to be determined what Minnesota does next. I think they're going to make some moves to help Ant out. Whether that's getting a star, I don't know if they're going to go for Jaw or something like that. But again, depends how you view Jaw. I kind of think he's. I used to love him, but I kind of think he's overrated now. But that's a discussion down the line. I think they'll make a trade for someone, either a star or like just surrounding Ant with pieces for flexibility. And then the Chicago Bulls got Claxton. I don't think any broadcast is going to talk about that part of the deal, but hey, they got Claxton. They have good piece in Bazulius. I wonder if they roll with Giddy or if they're going to try to trade him and get some value. We'll see. But I think you've talked in the past, like Chicago was taking forever to kind of finally realize they need to rebuild. They were kind of stuck in that playing that 9, 10, 8, 7 seed area. So I mean they traded for Claxton. So I mean we'll see what that kind of turns out to be. And then I think Brooklyn Nets got Julius Randle. So I think they just did it just to take up the salary since they have the money. So they can acquire more picks, I believe. I wonder how that team is going to look with Porter Jr. and Randall. Like, they definitely like to have the ball a lot together. So we'll see how that goes. And before I start going on the World Cup coverage, want to shout out the draft coming up. There'll definitely be more moves to be made. Like I've heard you've mentioned in the past that this class is very deep, a very really good class. And honestly, you got to remember last year was a really good class. So if you're saying like this class is better than last year, then this means like this class is going to be amazing. So really excited to see what happens. Want to see what the Wizards do with the first pick and how are they going to keep AD or trade him later on. I think Sarr had an injury. I believe it seemed like a long-term injury. So we'll see. I know they just paid for Trey Young too. That's another news I just realized happened as well. We'll see how that turns out. I'm not a not initially I'm not a big fan of it just because you're kind of paying a guy that what's it called? Uh I think the NBA like a bad thing a team can do is kind of overpay for a player that's not like in that superstar level. And especially like if the Hawks were doing much better when they traded away Trey and Wizards could easily get Peterson if they wanted a guard or I mean they're probably gonna go for AJ, but we'll see. Um I don't know. I'm just not a big fan, especially if you're gonna try to keep AD as well, and I think AD probably wants more money and extension possibly, and they got some young players they'll probably have to pay eventually. But we'll see how that turns out. I know the Wizards actually do have a good amount of guards, I believe as well. I think they got like Trey Johnson and other players like Kayshawn George. But yeah, man. Before we go on the World Cup coverage, man, what is your like high level thoughts on those moves slash news? I know you want to go deeper on a future podcast as well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I'll probably save a lot of it for, but just as far as yeah, surface level, initial, like you said, um, I think you said a lot, that I would just kind of echo. I mean, I don't think you said anything that I probably wouldn't have said. You know, man, I'll probably say this a million times, but I was getting tired of all the Giannis stuff. I mean, at a certain point, like you just talk to me when it happens. Now that it happened, um, look good from Miami. It feels like they've been edging this thing, like you said, for about 2 years, and Miami's been a big part of that. Um, I like it from Milwaukee. He doesn't want to be there. You weren't winning with him. Uh, you know, Milwaukee's gonna have a better long-term outlook now if they play their cards right. And then, Miami, yeah, I think you said it. I mean, we'll see what they're able to do, Miami. I mean, this is up Miami. This has been building for a long time, man. I mean,
Hmm.
you mentioned Shams Charania, like, we'll talk about this part as well. Like, when they had the draft lottery coverage, and he was talking about Miami a lot, like, yeah, I just feel like this was inevitable.
Yeah, and I think like the Heat did give up a lot. Like I don't think they're gonna have a bench right now with them, but knowing the Heat in the past, they've been able to kind of find guys on the low and kind
Yeah,
of
I
get
think
the good role players. So I think they'll probably give them
um,
a good chance if they. Um,
yeah, I
I
think
just wonder if like Giannis and Bam can be I mean, no, I mean, possibly,
Let,
possibly, but keep going. Let's say that for
let's see what
future.
yeah. Like I'll give you an example. Like okay, Milwaukee, right? Milwaukee's got pick number 10 and 13.
Mhm,
Talk about it further in depth, but they gave up a lot of their assets. You mentioned Dame. They gave up a lot of their assets to get Damian Lillard. And now in getting rid of Giannis, they're not fully there yet, but they're on the right path of being able to accumulate more assets.
mhm,
Even uh, you know, obviously, look who's the best player in the trade out of the six players. At the moment, it's Giannis, but like you mentioned, Kalo Ware, like I'm interested to see what he can do. Jaime Hawkins is not a bad player by any stretch of the imagination. Yaku Shonis is a good young player. He was a lottery pick last year.
mhm,
Tyler Hero's from the state of Wisconsin. Like we'll see if they keep him or not. Like and then getting three first rounders, one of which is going to be tomorrow, and then two picks in the 2030s, which is a long time from now, but it's a future asset. I think all things considered, for a guy who didn't want to be there, and for a guy who probably wanted to be in Miami, they got about as much as you could possibly ask for that. Um, so a lot of people will focus on the Miami side of things. I'd like to talk a lot about the Milwaukee side of it as well. Um, you mentioned Minnesota and Julius Randle. That's a really fun one. I look forward to deep diving more and further in depth. But just surface level, it's one of those that maybe when you first see it, you maybe scratch your head a little bit. But the more you think about it, it actually makes a lot of sense. Um, I think if you're Minnesota, you shed salary. They re-sign Ayo Dosunmu, like you mentioned. Nas Reed gets to start now, most
mhm,
likely, which is cool for him. For Brooklyn, we've talked about the great tanking controversy of 2026. We'll talk about that more. That's one of those where Brooklyn and Chicago both had the most salary cap heading into the offseason. So now with Randall and Claxton, a little bit of that salary cap goes both of those places.
mhm. It was like money they had to spend otherwise anyways.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, man. No,
And
now
then
I
Trey
want
Young we'll
okay.
talk about further, yeah.
No,
Um,
man, I'm like, we'll talk
but
about it
yeah,
further.
that's surface level. But yeah, I wanna yeah, dude, I could go all night, but I don't want to do that because what I do want to do is I want to get your thoughts before anything. Just on the World Cup. You mentioned Jordan earlier. But just what you've thought about the tournament so far throughout the first almost by the end of tomorrow, everybody will have played twice. So, just want to get your thoughts on the World Cup so far.
Yeah, man. I'll give kind of like high level thoughts, and then I wanted to go more in within the groups. Overall, like it's been an awesome experience. Especially that it being down in home. I've been trying to go to watch parties when I can. Obviously, we're all busy at the same time, but I do like the time zones of the games for sure this time compared to like uh prior tournaments where it was kind of difficult to watch certain World Cup games. It still sometimes is hard when when you got work, but there's still some games after work that I've been able to catch. I'm seeing my boy Malik killing it on the East Coast. Kind of living it with the France fans, the away fans. On the East Coast, honestly, it looks like more of a vibe down there because it's like what you said on a prior podcast. It's pretty dense, so everyone's kind of together more so. But I still think in SoCal, it's popping. You just kind of have to drive out there and kind of you kind of have to look for it more so than it just walking out of your house and seeing everyone dressed in
Oh yeah,
jerseys
it
and
makes
gear.
sense because Southern California is a lot more spread out, right? So
Mhm. Exactly. But, no, it's been awesome, and, my opinion on, like, kinda expansion of the tournament, yeah, it's been cool to see new countries, join in. I just kinda disagree with the top 3 type of, deal. I kind of wish it was like top two still for every group. Just so it makes kind of like the group stages, especially for the top teams, to be more competitive. Not saying they're not trying; they're still trying, but just makes it kind of more more pressure to get top two. I feel like there's more leeway, like with top three, where like eight of the third place teams can get in. But I just wanted to jump in within the groups on my phone right now. I was looking at what I predicted and what's live happening. And I don't know if you kind of remember what you picked as well, so we can kind of compare to see who's been kind of right and wrong, I guess, and like reflection on each group. So starting with Group A, we got Mexico, South Korea, Czechia, and South Africa. High level like overview. Obviously, I'm not catching like every single game, but Mexico's looked pretty good with the home field advantage. I do feel like they have been capitalizing more on other teams' mistakes. Because I think with South Africa, there was like a few turnovers they were making in the beginning, which led to Mexico goals, and then the goal against South Korea. I think like the goalie kind of made a mistake where he bumped into someone or kind of like dropped it a little bit, and Mexico scored that goal. But hey, I mean like no discredit though, they have the home field advantage. I think they'll make some noise in the elimination stage, and I believe they're that first place, which they've locked up. I believe they're gonna play the third place of a different group, so they probably will get past that first round, and then probably start seeing more tougher competition. But it was definitely beating South Korea is no joke. So Mexico's doing good, and then currently, South Korea is second, and then if I were to compare it to my what I picked, I'm honestly pretty accurate on this Group A so far. It's lining up to my expectations. Before I go to Group B, what is your high level takes, and maybe if you remember your predictions, you can possibly compare.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, forget my predictions. No, I'm just messing. No, um, yeah, as far as Group A goes, I mean, it's going to be tough to beat Mexico in Mexico, regardless who they play. I know match day three's on Wednesday. Um, Mexico topping the group. That is already confirmed. Um, it's just going to come down to at this point, really, the only major factor is just whether uh one of Czechia or South Africa is going to be able to be one of those third place teams that makes it, or if they're both going to get knocked out. Which I think, if I had to predict, I think Czechia and South Africa will not make it, regardless of who finishes third.
Hmm.
That's just my. So I think Mexico and South Korea are pretty cut and dry, and then I don't think either of those other ones are gonna qualify moving forward.
Yeah, no, it's fair. I can't tell if I can go back to see what third place teams I picked to advance, but besides that point, that's no, like as of what I'm seeing now, I agree, but I'm not like I don't have the third place on me right now. Um, all right, Group B. I'll be honest, I haven't been watching these games as closely. But I heard that looking at the score of the Canada Qatar game, Canada whooped them. No need to go expensive on that. I mean, Qatar was honestly kind of lucky to get the draw that first game, but I mean, as the underdogs, that's typically how you do. You play defensive, and once you get that opportunity, you try to score and get a draw or possibly win 1-0. But besides that point, they have a big game against I think it's Bosnia. For possibly entering the knockouts because Canada and Swedes are gonna play each other as the final game. What I predicted actually was Swiss 1, Bosnia 2, and Canada 3, and Qatar 4th. I don't know if I'm just gonna stick with it because that's what I picked, but I'm not confident on it. Especially Canada looked pretty good at that second game against Qatar, and I think they had a good ending on that first game. And I believe they're dealing with like home field advantage as well. I don't know if are they playing all their games in Canada? I'm assuming they are, right?
Initially, yeah. I mean, I mean, not throughout the whole tournament, but at least for now, yeah.
For the like, group stages.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
and then maybe a little bit, like, I know Mexico's got a path to play in Mexico up until, like, the quarterfinals or something like that. But eventually, they all end up in North in the U.S.
Oh, okay. And what's your thoughts about this group, like high level, and maybe if you remember your prediction, just a comparison.
Yeah, I think I mean, yeah, I think I had Switzerland top in the group and Canada in second. I think I had Bosnia third. I mean, to be honest, my predictions were not the best. I think the picture always gets a little bit more clear once you start to watch. I think yeah, Canada's looked pretty solid. I think Canada and Switzerland are both going to go through,
Hmm.
regardless of what happens. The only thing now is whether Bosnia or Qatar are going to be able to beat the other one. Because I think if one of them beats the other one, they're going to be in good shape to be one of those eight third place sides.
Hmm.
Now, if I had to pick one, it'd be Bosnia, but you never know what's going to happen in a World Cup. Obviously, um, and then Canada Switzerland is going to be one of the more fun match day three matches.
No, that's gonna be a good game.
It's going to be a good game. It could go either way. I know I had Switzerland top in the group, but Canada looked pretty solid against Qatar at least. You know, either way, we'll see who tops the group. I mean, I picked the Swiss. I'll rock with the Swiss, but I mean, it wouldn't shock me if Canada topped the group either. So, I mean, I'm excited for that one for sure on Wednesday at 12 o'clock.
Yeah, unfortunately, I won't be able to catch the game, but that's gonna be a
Yeah,
good
that's
competitive
tough
game.
time. That's tough timing, but it'll be a good game.
Yeah, moving down to Group C, which is my team, Brazil. I mean, I feel like we've all known like this was probably gonna be top two heavy. I don't know if you thought third or fourth was gonna stand a chance, but I mean, Scotland could still maybe make some noise if they pull off a miracle upset on this next game. But my thoughts, since I'm a Brazil guy, I've been keeping up with their games. I feel like the Morocco game, it was kind of like the first game with Carlo in the World Cup and some of the team members. I just felt like they were kind of, getting used to how to play each other, what lineups they wanted to throw. I felt like they were making too many turnovers that first game against Morocco, and if they played a better attack, they probably would have been more exposed. Because Morocco didn't capitalize as much on those mistakes, but Morocco is definitely a great team. So the draw against them was still like a solid result. I'll take as the first game. Us beating Haiti 3-0. Obviously, it's kind of taking care of business. Haiti's not known. It's their first World Cup, and they haven't had the chance to score World Cup goal, I believe, yet, but hopefully they can do it next game. And congrats to them for making their first World Cup. But I felt like just Vinny showing up for Brazil, he's looking real good with Carlo. It does suck that I heard like Rafinha's hammy got injured again, and he's probably gonna miss a game or two, maybe the whole tournament, which could be a blow. Uh, but uh, but I just feel like Brazil's been dealing with a lot of injuries before the World Cup, so maybe it's just not meant to be this year. But hopefully they can make some noise and win a few of the top rounds and see what happens. I still give them a slight chance to win it off if everything goes their way, but not saying they're one of the favorites. But I'm kind of liking what I'm seeing so far. But we'll see how it goes. And again, Morocco, prior World Cup they made the semis. Everyone, is paying attention to this team. I think they're still really good. I just think their attacking needs to be better. But they're still, a good team, can make noise in the knockout stages. Wonder who gets the first seed on this because whoever the first seed of this group is playing, I believe is playing the second seed of that Japan group. So it could be Japan or the Dutch, which will be either opponent will be a very tough matchup. So it's going to be a very tough round of 32, and I believe the second place team of this group is playing the first place of that group. So either way, I think depending what seed you get, you're playing a tougher matchup. But I still think I would rather maybe play Japan over Netherlands. But honestly, both are pretty frightening opponents as like a round of 32 match. While some other teams like US probably I think are playing like the third seed. So think it's pretty unfair how they kind of set it up, but that's my opinion. But yeah, if I had to compare predictions, I mean, this group is pretty in line with what so far of what I predicted because I had Brazil one, Morocco two, Scotland third, and Haiti four. You have any thoughts on this group?
No, I mean, I think you said it pretty well, man. You know, I think it was always going to be, Brazil and Morocco, one and two, just the matter of the order. The big question is just going to be, whether Scotland can find a way to be one of those eight third place sides or not, regardless of what happens against Brazil. I think that's really the only big question moving forward on, heading into match day three. It's just, the order of one and two. Obviously, Brazil, has a 2 goal advantage on goal differential on Morocco. Um, so Brazil's in good shape to top the group. But, again, I think it just comes down to, even if Scotland don't win against Brazil, can Scotland mitigate the damage on goal and what might be coming down to goal differential for who makes it as those third place teams? That's a big one for Scotland. And then, you mentioned just kind of the way that the knockout stages are honestly kind of confusing. Like we really don't know who's going to play until after Saturday night heading into Sunday. Just with all the different combinations of who can play who, depending on who finishes third and what group and what the ranking of all that is. There's a lot of unknown there in some of these, but yeah, I'm curious to see, your thoughts on Brazil moving forward throughout the rest of the tournament as well. Once we get to the knockout stages, especially.
Yeah, no, we'll definitely go deeper once the groups are done. But I'm still bullish on them, but I do think their path is pretty tough based on what I'm seeing on the group letters to what they possibly could be assigned to. I do like Kunha. I don't know how to say his name. Probably it's
Oh, yeah,
Kunha,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Cunha. He like he had 2 goals. Him and Vinny had a good connection. I think maybe playing him over Thiago or it was the right move. And I kind of want to see more Endrick. I get it. He's young. They and Carlo is kind of trusting the guys he wants to roll with, but maybe he gets more opportunity with Rafinha, or they're gonna put Martinelli, or they're gonna put the other guy they were playing on Haiti. So I wonder what the plan is to take out with Rafinha out, which is again a blow. Still think they're still a very good team without him, but Rafinha is a really good player. You definitely don't want to have him with regarding him being out the tournament. And yeah, hey, do you before I go on the next group, do you think Scotland has it needs to draw this game for them to be in the knockout? Because I
Yeah,
don't know if 3 points is good enough, right? Or it could
I
possibly be.
mean, it could be. It's a bit too early to say. I mean, it's just really like, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but 3 points could be enough. It could not be. It just really depends. Uh, you know, there's a lot of unknown there. I mean, Group A and Group B, for example, we'll see what happens there, and then we haven't gotten to the other groups, so
Yeah.
um, it could be enough. It really could be. It just, like not to get ahead of ourselves, but like Group D, if one of Australia or Paraguay wins, then all of a sudden for Scotland, maybe you're in pretty good shape. Like, if Germany beat Ecuador, Ivory Coast beat Curacao, uh, if in Group H, Cape Verde or Saudi Arabia win and Spain beat Uruguay, that enough could 3 points could be enough.
And
Uh,
and that's why I asked is because I wonder how what the strategy is. Do they play more aggressive, try to win the game, or do they play conservative for the draw? Again,
I
if you
feel
play
like
aggressive
they'll
against
probably
Brazil,
somewhere in the middle of that, I guess. Like I think obviously they'll try to win, but I think they're not gonna fully go for it because they'll know that even if they lose, they just can't lose by a lot.
yeah.
So
And
yeah,
that's a lot of questions with these teams is what I wonder
yeah,
as
so
well.
that's gonna be a big. Honestly, yeah, we'll see. It's some of these groups, I like even getting to Group D, like with Australia and Paraguay, like. do you go for it and just say, okay, we're gonna win and leave no doubt, or do we try to just draw and hey, 4 points is gonna be enough?
No, I agree. Oh, damn, bro, I didn't know that. Damn, this goes to Group L. Yeah. I'll try to squeeze through, man. Sorry to keep you late on this pod, but
No,
man,
no, no,
we
you're
do it for
good.
the
This is
fans. We do it for the fans, bro.
yeah, shit, bro. What else am I gonna be doing at this hour?
All right, Group
Plus, people
D.
can suffer with
Okay.
my voice going in and out.
Hey, man, shout out you going to that Iran game.
Hey, there you go,
By the way,
man.
dude, shout out to Scotland fans too for they're going crazy in Boston and in general.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, dude. Them and the Norwegian fans are like the talk of the tournament right now.
for real. And when we go to that group
Even
in
though it
Norway,
should be, I mean, and not
I
just
wanna.
them. I mean, Colombia too,
Mhm,
Argentina. Like, there's been a lot of really good supporting groups so far. Shout out Iran, obviously. Yeah,
mhm.
dude, the fans got to show out. Jordan had a good showing, 2 games so
Yeah.
far.
No, yeah, no, definitely love seeing different cultures. I
Oh yeah,
definitely am excited to
right.
talk about that Norway group, but I'll go with
What are
Group
your
D right
thoughts?
now.
What are your
Oh,
thoughts? Yeah, group. Yeah, D. What are your thoughts on D?
yeah. So honestly, I was actually very wrong about this group. I want to give you guys a shout out, man. They honestly could make some noise in the on the. They could. Don't quote me on this, but because I feel like their path might be a bit easier than the other side. Once they get past the group stages, they can maybe make it all the way to the semis. But I don't want to drink that Kool-Aid too much, but they're looking real good. They're looking real good, and Pulisic was injured last game. He didn't play last game, so we'll see. But yeah, I thought they would get second place, but they're obviously first. I'm not going to emphasize it enough because it's been talked about in prior podcasts, but Turkey being the big disappointment, not getting one goal, even with one man with a red. They had hella shots, but you just never felt like they were going in, type of deal. I won't go too crazy about them. I felt like you and Malik hit it hard with Turkey in the past discussions. And it looked like Paraguay started playing better after that US game embarrassment. So I wonder they're about to play Austria, so we'll see how that turns out. You have any quick thoughts on this game, on this bracket or group?
I think you said it pretty well, man. I'm honestly fascinated to see what you have to think about all these groups. So I wanna get your thoughts on E, F, G, H, I, J, K, and L, baby.
That's a lot. Um,
But
hey
no, I
man,
mean,
hey, we'll crank it. We'll crank it through. We'll crank it through.
there's no right. Listen, man. You know what's funny? You mentioned Fox Sports earlier. We'll save that full discussion for another day. But I thought it was funny. You mentioned Malik. We'll have to get him on here hopefully tomorrow,
Hmm.
and have him talk about what it was like to watch a game get delayed for 2 hours in a thunderstorm. But it was funny to me where you know Fox Sports. When it went to weather delay, they were like, I mean, they clearly weren't prepared to talk about anything further than what they had planned. So they jerked off Messi for a little bit extra than what they had already done prior, which they were already, I mean, it was a
Been
nice
doing
little
this whole tournament, but he deserves it. He deserves it. I'm not
oh
gonna.
yeah, I mean, dude, they were giving them some two-hand twisting, and then when the weather delay happened, they really ramped it up, and then they started like really twisting it. Um, and they got to the point where it was like an hour or something delay, and I guess they ran out of jerking them. Like they jerked them so much they ran out of messy content, and they had nothing else prepared. Or like they weren't going to talk about Jordan and Algeria. Like they ran out of stuff to talk about. And then
Eh,
we're gonna go to the first half of the USA Australia game uh,
mhm,
from the other day and replay that for you. And then I think when it got to about 4:30 Pacific, they went back to the studio, and then that's when I think around 5 o'clock was when they brought the match back on. So that was what 8 p.m. Philadelphia time.
mhm.
So no, I just think that's funny. Like we're committed to the bit, man. Like we could do this for hours. Like rain delay or not, it doesn't. We can yap it up for hours. So,
Yeah, no, no, that's funny how you mentioned that. And honestly, funny as you were saying that, actually, I do see my third place team picks. I'll talk about that later. And you know what, man? Maybe I can stop like halfway, and then we could just do a part two, either tomorrow or after tomorrow, so we can allow the other groups to play the second game and kind of give them a fair perspective.
yeah, yeah, it's up to you, man. I'm flexible. The beauty of this, man, is we're basically workshopping this on a recording for people to listen to the way that our
Yeah.
conversation might work, whether we should do it or not in the first place. That's kind of the beauty of what we got going on here, man. Like, gotta leave
No,
it to you, see
no.
how you feeling, like, no one's gonna come after you like, "Hey, man, Fox Sports is getting billions, and they can take a couple of they can call it quits." Like, there's nothing to stopping us from doing that either, you know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
we're the unfiltered, bro, for a reason. But no, I'll keep going. I'll try to just breeze through it. But
It's up to you, man. I'm just giving
no,
you a hard time. It's up to you, brother.
oh, no,
I'm like kinda
just to give the fans a perspective, it's reaching close to 11:50, and we still have a lot more groups left. But we'll
taking a
do it.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Listen, maybe that's why Fox Sports did it too, man. They ran like it's like, you know what, we're getting tired, we've been sloppy toppy and messy all day long, and Mbappe, like, we got nothing left for Jordan and Algeria. Like, we'll come back in an hour. So
But
maybe that's the rationale. You can't hate it, I guess. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I get it.
you gotta give the people what they want, but at the same time, you gotta give the people the good stuff too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but in our defense, they're getting paid millions of dollars to do this for that. But
That's fair.
all right,
That's fair. Anyways, I'll leave it to you, man. You know me. I'll
jumping.
yap for hours if you let me, but
Yeah,
at the same time, I'm happy to play that by ear. So yeah, Group E,
Group B, yeah.
with the Germany, Ivory Coast, Ecuador, and Curacao.
Yeah, man. So, this group I've been able to watch a few of the games, not entirely all, but it is living up to my projections so far as the current standings. Ivory Coast put up a good fight against Germany. They had a solid chance of tying that or winning that game. But Germany ended up winning that game. And yeah, no, we'll see how that. I think is it Ecuador and Ivory Coast are playing the last game, correct?
No, no,
Cuba.
Germany, Ecuador, Ivory Coast, Curacao.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, and just I think Ivory Coast will move through still as a second. And then yeah, Ecuador needs oh, that's gonna be tough. They need to beat Germany, yeah, to if they want to have a chance to move on. They can't. I don't think they
Yes.
can draw because that'll be just 2 points for them.
Yeah, that's a tall task for them. Disappointing for them to only be on 1 point so far.
Hmm. Did you have high expectations on them before the tournament started?
I thought them and Ivory Coast would both be dark horses. Ivory Coast have made me look good, but then Ecuador have been a little bit disappointing. But then also credit to Curacao. So
Yeah, no, credit to Curacao. But yeah, man. I mean, this group is pretty solid group. I haven't been able to watch again too much of the games, but I know Germany Ivory Coast was a banger game. Uh,
yeah, that was a good
and
one.
I believe the Germany first game was or no, that was a domination. Never mind. It started out with an upset 1-0, and then it turned
Yeah,
to
it was
7-1.
a war, and then and then Germany put a good number past them.
All right, moving to Group F. This is a banger group. But I know you mentioned you were kind of disappointed on that Sweden 5-1, even though it was like you said it was a competitive
I don't think it was
5-1
disappointing. I mean, yeah, it
performance.
was close. Yeah, I mean, it was close for 5-1.
Yeah, for 5-1. But I mean, again, like I kind of briefly taught on it earlier. Like Japan, Netherlands, that top two is really good. Again, I know Netherlands are getting a bit older, and Virgil might not be, in his prime, but again, still a dangerous team. They usually make some noise in the tournament. They never won it all, but they've in the past they've made some noise, so gotta give them respect. And Japan's always are people's like dark horses this year, and I don't even think they're like on like as much of a dark horse. Like I think they're here, like they've arrived type of deal. Like they'll make some noise. Like they're a tough team like to play. So I mean, I think those two are top two. I think Sweden, you know, we were kind of expecting them to challenge those two, which they're gonna play Japan next, so we'll see. But that Netherlands game again, like 5-1, didn't look
Yeah,
good.
that was tough for them.
And then and I know uh Tunisia has been getting crushed each game, so I mean, shout out
Yeah,
them for making the tournament. But yeah, it's kind of an embarrassment because they're not even losing close games. It's been kind of dominations on their end.
Tunisia's fucked for sure, man.
Any quick thoughts on Group F before I go Group G? In Group G, you better go deep, bro. This is where the Iran group is.
So you're powering through. You're going through. You're gonna go
We'll
through
go
it.
through it. We'll go through it.
All
Fuck
right,
it.
hey, you heard the people will hear this and will say, "All
Yeah.
right, he did it." Yeah, no, I'll let you take Group G, H, I, J, K, and L, baby. Let's hear it.
Oh, okay. Just to go through it. Okay. Group G, man. I'm loving this group. Um, I what I picked was Belgium first, Iran second, Egypt third, New Zealand fourth. But I thought it was like a clear top three. I was just debating on the order. But dude, I am very impressed with Egypt. Um, I think like I didn't get to watch the whole game because I had work during the Egypt Belgium game. But I think when there was moments where I was like kind of watching on my lunch break or in the bathroom, they had some really good moments, and obviously they have stars such as like Mo Salah and Marmoush. So like, and it's another like Middle Eastern country that I'm going to support. So I'm very impressed with them. Iran has looked good against Belgium. They played a tough draw. Belgium's a tough team, even though they might not be the same as their prime, but they're still a good team. You gotta respect and to get a draw off that it was good. I wish they were able to beat New Zealand, but it is what it is. They still got a draw and they scored 2 goals. I'm rooting for them to advance as well. So I'm hoping where like Egypt and Iran can both advance, but I don't know if it's possible. Possibly it can be with because Egypt already has 4 points. And if Iran gets a win, they'll definitely be able to advance. I wonder, do you think, and this is kind of actually this will be a future topic later, but like if Iran draws, does that get them top three? But that determines on what
It
the
could
other
be.
teams are.
It could be. I mean, it could be enough, but I mean, I agree with
Eh,
you, man. I
mhm,
think Egypt have been the most impressive of the four so far. I mean, the second half against New Zealand, they look fucking fantastic.
mhm.
Um, they've been the best side by far in the group. Friday night, 8 p.m. is going to be a very stressful time, man. But I'm
Oh no, it's gonna
also,
be a banger game though. But
I'm
yeah, it'll
really,
be
oh
stressful on
yeah,
your
no,
end.
but like stressful in a fun way. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's something I'm really looking forward to. Like whatever happens, like can't come soon enough. It's going to be a great Friday night. You can't ask for a better Friday night at 8 p.m. Egypt, Iran. Like you know, I'm. This is where I wish I had like a time machine. I could fast forward, but at the same time, there's a lot I'm looking forward to before then. But yeah, Egypt have been the best side. It's been a very competitive, wide open group. Like New Zealand have been. New Zealand played Egypt tough. They
that
played
first half they
Iran
were
tough.
they were good.
You know, uh, Belgium not the strongest of like the quote unquote pot one team. So that doesn't surprise me too much. But I'm excited. This one, yeah, like you said, it's been one of the more fun groups just because it's super wide open.
Exactly. And in Belgium, I believe is their star player gonna be out again for next game?
I don't know. I would imagine he'll be back, but I don't know.
No, but like you said, this group has been exciting. Even New Zealand's
Yeah,
been
like
playing good team stuff.
anyone
Like,
can finish first through fourth right now. It's all wide open.
yeah, but dude, that Friday 8 p.m. game, it's gonna be late. And man, you gotta tell me how it was in SoFi, watching Iran,
Fun
bro.
man. It was fun, man. You know, shit, we could be here for a long time, so I won't say too much. I'll save the majority of it. But just surface level, you try not to take that for granted. It was something that wasn't really planned for too long. It was more, I wouldn't say fully last minute, but a little last minute. It was fun, man. Very humbling experience to be there and be able to experience that. And, you know, couldn't be prouder of them getting a result and being able to keep themselves alive. I mean, shit, that's half the reason I don't have a voice, man. I mean, I mean, to be honest, I was kind of losing it even before the match. It's been a busy weekend running around a little bit even before then, but so I was kind of losing it a little bit, and then the match started, and then by the end of the match, I mean, shit, I've been sounding like one of those people in the cigarette commercials for about a day now. Um, but yeah, it was a really humbling experience. I
Was
had a very,
a lot of stuff like before the game, like with all the fans like dancing or like or like kind of getting together and stuff for
so,
tailgates?
something that was really interesting that I observed, and I guess I could talk about it further a future time, but there were a lot of people that were neither for Iran or Belgium, and they were just there for the vibes.
Oh, for real? Okay.
There were a lot of people that, like, dude, I saw so many people that were in jerseys that were neither Iran nor Belgium. I saw Mexico, El Salvador, Argentina, France. I saw a dude in an El Chapo jersey, like, you know, I mean, literally every jersey you could think of. I saw a Ronaldo jersey. I saw club teams you've never even heard of. Like, I saw a dude in a Tottenham jersey, Arsenal jersey. It was just a lot of like the people I sat next to was like there was like these two couples that were in like Mexico jerseys, like Mexico shirts. The dude in front, like the family in front of me was like this. I think they were just from some random European country. They weren't from Belgium, but it was another random, maybe like Switzerland or something. It was just like a dad and his two kids, and they were cheering for Iran, but they were neither Belgium nor Iran. Like,
Mhm.
it was just a lot of people that were just there for the vibes. There was a lot of people in Korean jerseys. There was like, like I mentioned, there was a lot of Mexican jerseys. Uh,
Were there like did you see like Belgium fans gathering around though before the game, or even like Persians kind of
There
gathering
was
around?
definitely a lot more. I mean, there was a decent amount of Belgian fans, but I mean, there was definitely a lot more Iran fans. I mean,
Yeah, especially in
and then there
LA.
was a fuck ton of Persians outside the stadium that didn't go into the game and they were protesting.
Oh yeah, that
Um,
makes sense.
so all in all, man, it was a really unique experience. Just being able to be in that atmosphere was a pretty, it was a cool experience. I felt, you
Didn't have
definitely
fun probably.
felt that, it was one of those things that I think, with the ticket prices that we've talked about, like,
Hmm.
I think the attendance was never really gonna be in question, like, people are always gonna buy tickets, but I think, like, the atmosphere was still it was pretty good, it was a good atmosphere, it was really loud, but it could have been louder, I felt
Yeah,
like, it was loud, don't get me wrong, it was really loud, but I felt like maybe as loud as it was like, "Damn, if it was this loud and imagine if it was like." Because there was a lot of people that were just like I mentioned, there was a lot of people that were there for like they didn't like the people next to me didn't care who was gonna win. They just wanted people to score goals. But, now granted there were a lot of again, the people higher, I was pretty high up, with my parents and uh there was a lot of people making noise. I mean, it was loud, don't get me wrong. The atmosphere was great. It was loud. Um But yeah, I thought what stood out to me was there was so many people that were there. Oh, dude, there were a lot of Colombia jerseys. I saw a couple Portugal jerseys. Like it was literally just people that were just there to watch a World Cup game. Is what it felt like.
Yeah, and I kind of prefer the other way where it's like kind of more of the national, just because you get more of
Yeah,
the.
I mean, I think yeah, I think it would have been cool if, because there was a lot of Persian fans, obviously, a lot of Iranians. There was
Mhm,
there was a good contingent of Belgians. There was like an upper deck on the other side of where I was at. There was a pretty decent contingent of Belgian people, and then, but one of the things I've noticed on TV, and it's another thing to notice on TV and then to be there is like, um, like in previous tournaments that I've watched, like they have like behind one goal is like it would be like all the Belgian supporters behind one goal, and then all the Persians behind another goal, and then everywhere else in the stadium would be kind of like just whoever buys tickets sort of deal, and maybe a little bit more dispersed. But like
mhm,
you get a lot more like, so like in the section that I was at, there were people that were rooting for Iran and they were being very loud about that. But there were also a lot of people who didn't really give a fuck. So the noise would come from a different section, and then you would piggyback off of that noise
mhm. No, that makes sense. That makes sense.
as opposed to like everybody in the same sections going ballistic. But it was still fun, man. It was a humbling experience. Um, but I think it was one of those things where I think the atmosphere could have been even louder, I'd imagine, if there were less of like it's a Sunday 12 p.m. in Los Angeles. Let me go watch a World Cup match, which is fine, but it was definitely there were some people that were definitely there just to be there, and they didn't care. And there were some empty seats and whatnot. But other than that, I mean, there's a lot of people. It was a good atmosphere. Most people were pretty friendly. Um, the one thing I will say, because I know you're going to a match at SoFi,
Mhm.
you're not going to be able to use the restroom during the game.
Oh, really?
No, dude. I went during halftime. I wanted to go use the restroom, and the line was so long that if I would have waited any longer, I probably would have missed like 20, 30 minutes of the second half. So I just left the line and went back to watch the
Oh,
second
yeah.
half.
And for the prices we're paying, I am not missing a minute.
That's what I'm saying. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna stand in this line and do all that. I mean, I took a picture. Like, dude, the line was so long. I shit you not. It went from, if I was in one section and then they had like three different entrances or four different entrances to the sections of how long the line would go. Like I was walking down and you would ask people, like, "Hey, are you in line for the bathroom?" Yes. And I shit you not, dude. It was one of those things where I think I moved like maybe 20 feet in 15 minutes. And then I was like, nah, you know what? I'm going back for the match.
Damn,
So
I'll have to notate that, man. I'll have to hold my
yeah,
piss.
I could yammer on about that. But he asked, asking you shall receive. But yeah, Group H, man.
Yeah, man. And again, bro, I appreciate you staying up, bro. But
Yeah, I appreciate you too, man. You got me yapping more than I had anticipated,
no,
but
we'll go deeper about that. About the for the
yeah,
fans as
we'll,
well.
we'll we'll do all that in due time. But yeah, Group H, man.
Group H. Let's pull that up. So
España,
that is.
Uruguay, Cape Verde,
Oh
Saudi
yeah.
Arabia.
So yeah. One Cinderella of the tournament, Capo Verde, man. Even though they haven't had a win yet, but a draw against Spain, which is one of the favorites, or people. That's like the second favorite of the tournament. People are picking, and then tying Uruguay. I love to see Cinderella stories, especially at World Cup. You like to see it in March Madness. So far, I think this has been the Cinderella of the tournament, and they play Saudi for possible second place or third place of the group slash moving on to the knockout stages. I am disappointed in Uruguay. I thought, not saying they're back to the glory days of like Suarez, Cavani, and all them, but Godin. I just thought they would be better. And just watching the highlights against Capo Verde, like that free kick was awesome. But like Malik mentioned earlier on a different pod, like the way that that wall kind of like split through the middle, like that could have easily like better execution could have been defended better, and not free kick. And then I think the second goal, I think it was like the goalie just made a mistake or something, or the defender made a mistake one of those two. That's why I am worried about Cape Verde is their offense is like how they're gonna initiate goals, but because it looks like the two they scored was mainly because of Uruguay's mistakes. But again, I wanna see them advance. Saudi Arabia, I mean, they had a good draw against Uruguay the first game, so I thought I was a bit more bullish on them, and then they lost, I think it was 3 or 4-0 against Spain, and Spain finally showed out. I have some personal interest in Spain getting first place in this group, so I can, as you mentioned, go watch them on SoFi that day, July 2nd. So hopefully, kind of results stay the same on that group. And I think what I predicted was Spain Uruguay top two. But I think it's gonna be Spain Capo Verde top two. Um, as Uruguay has to play Spain next game. Um, but if Uruguay gets the 3 points, then I think they top the group. So it's a big game, and it'll be a good game. I don't know what day it's happening, probably over the weekend, but yeah, I mean, as a soccer fan, you should definitely catch on that Spain Uruguay group. Next group, this group is a banger. Group I. Um, Senegal, I was actually really bullish on them before the tournament. I had them second, but they've been disappointing me. But it seems like every day these three teams play Argentina, France, and Norway is the day of the superstars because Mbappe, Messi, and Holland are balling out this tournament. And I wish Prime Ronaldo was back, or at least a younger version of him, just so he can join in on the fun with them. But even the guy Harry Kane has been balling out as well. Norway's been one of my favorite teams to watch and keep up with this tournament. Holland's been balling out. I actually had a Norwegian coworker in one of my older jobs who's kind of getting me on that Norway train. And to finally see them get in the tournament, see Holland get that World Cup opportunity, and kind of showcase that he's one of the top players in the league. And unfortunately, him and Mbappe both, I believe, don't have a Ballon d'Or. And like, I mean, I kind of thought Holland got robbed that one year, but that's a future discussion later. But it's good to kind of for Holland to kind of show like to play to the fans that don't that only watch international football that he's the real deal. He's a superstar. Because you got those casuals that watch during the World Cup, so um, it's kind of good for them to kind of get him some exposure on that end. We all know he's already a beast in Man City, but and then France, they're the most talented team in the World Cup. Their wingers are amazing. You got Mbappe, you got Dembele, two-time back-to-back Champion League, and was a previous Ballon d'Or, who's playing kind of as a team player. He's kind of letting Olise and Mbappe shine. And man, they've been there before. They've been in the finals the past 2 years. Won the one in Russia, lost to Argentina, but very close to winning it that game. So um, them in Argentina could honestly, you can argue that they can be one of the greatest kind of like dynasty slash like teams, international teams ever. Depending if they win this tournament. Even though I'm not an Argentina fan, but gotta pay respect as is due. And France has the potential to pop up there, so I'm very excited for that France Norway game. I think both teams would try so they can get the first seed. So I think it'll be a amazing game to watch. And not sure if Senegal or Iraq is eliminated, but maybe Senegal can get lucky with the 3 points. But don't think goal differential is looking the best because they didn't look good against Norway and France. Um, moving on to Group J. Uh, I mean, we all knew clear cut like Argentina was the favorites to win this group. I got some bias on Jordan. Man, appreciate the fans showing out. Kind of again going to the Jordan Columbia game before the World Cup even started. Kind of got the preview. They're excited. It's their first World Cup, and man, they're getting some. They got some nice attacks, man. They're not playing like typical underdogs, where they're just stacking the box and hoping for like a 0-0 game or 1-1 draw. They've gotten some attacks. They just need to get better at closing games because like I feel like the last like 20 minutes of games is when they kind of get tired and the other team like Austria and Algeria just kind of showcase why they're ranked higher than them. Algeria again after losing 3-0 to Argentina, played had a good comeback today. They were down 1-0 for a good amount of the game, and then the last like 20 to 30 minutes they just kind of dominated Jordan in my opinion. And then Austria held Argentina to 2-0 and had a nice win against Jordan. Even though this, I like I mentioned on text, like score was misleading 3-1, but they still won. And that Austria Algeria game will be a big game for seeding wise and who advances. And then Argentina and Jordan, similar to U.S. and Turkey, it's just kind of like whatever. They'll probably be resting their starters since they've already clinched, and one other team will probably be playing for pride. Uh, that's kind of my thoughts on that group. Then, as I hit the last two groups, these groups haven't played their second games, but I'll just give a reflection. Um, Portugal, I'm a big Ronaldo guy, so that is always like a second team I root for. Always my goal, my dream would be to see Ronaldo lift up that World Cup trophy, but how this trophy is looking, man, like all these top players are showing up, and I know he's old, really old, so he's definitely feeling the pressure of that he needs to get a goal or two, and maybe it's affecting his play. But it was one game. I think the media is kind of overblowing it, like putting all the attention on Ronaldo. The whole team just didn't play good. Maybe after they scored the goal, they kind of underestimated their opponent. I expect a bounce back against Uzbekistan, but we'll see because I think they need to make a statement this game. It could be pretty similar to how Argentina lost to Saudi and then kind of stepped up after that. Portugal was biasly was the team I picked to win it all, so I need to see a bounce back game this week, and especially that they're playing Colombia the third game. I think it's a must win for sure. This next game, uh, Colombia. This was another team I actually picked in the semis too. They're kind of my dark horse as well. I didn't get to watch the first game. But they won. And yeah, I'm excited. I mean, telling you Saturday, Portugal, Colombia. You gotta go to LA or somewhere, bro, to go to the watch party for that game. Um, and then the other two teams I don't really watch. But I'll move on to the last group, and then I'll just get your high level thoughts on that, just since I'm breezing through these. Uh,
No, that's good, man. That's good. Just let it ride, baby.
Group L has only been one game. Again, I believe this group is playing tomorrow as well. England, man, they look really good at that first game. I wonder if this is the year they win it all. They kind of get over the hurdles. Tuchel did make some controversial division decisions with the roster, similar to Carlo, and looks like it paid off for England the first game, winning 4-2 against I mean, Croatia again. Not Modric's not on his peak, but there's always a tough team to play against. As a Brazil fan, we lost to them last tournament, so I know how they are. Um, Croatia, I wonder how they how they turn around after that last performance. They I don't know if they play Ghana or Panama next, but yeah, we'll see how they step up. And I think you mentioned in the past, like Ghana always has a place in my heart too, because I really fucked with them in the past, with the players they had. And the time when we were younger, they were kind of the underdog team. It had a few good players like that were well known, that we rooted for. Um, I'm gonna be honest, Panama I don't really watch like that, so I don't know how how they are. But I expect it to still be England, Croatia, top two in that group. And in high level, my third place teams or original picks was Canada, Scotland, Austria, Ecuador, Sweden, Egypt, Norway, and Australia. Or yeah, Australia and Austria. But obviously subject to change. But yeah, man, that's just kind of my World Cup overview and what I predicted
Awesome.
in the past for the group stages. But I know I didn't get your opinion on the last 4 groups, but if you wanna go high level on kind of the
That's
thoughts
all good.
there.
I think we'll let that speak for itself for now, and then can always come back on here and
Definitely
add to
after the
that.
group stages, we'll reflect and
Yeah,
predict
but
more.
I think I wanna let your thoughts speak for themselves at the end here. Any concluding thoughts?
Concluding thoughts, go Portugal tomorrow, Brazil all the way, and uh, Malik, keep killing it in the East Coast. I know you caught your last World Cup game against Iraq, and love to see you back in Cali, and would love to run the pod with us and Vince and then Shivam, catch up some soccer, and bro, definitely future podcasts I want to jump on. Just haven't had the chance yet with you. Is definitely jumping into the non-sports side with like AI and like fashion and other side of topics as well. And we'll run it up down there. And thank
Uh,
you for having me as always, bro. It's
yeah,
always a great time.
give the people something to look forward to. No, thank you, man. Thanks for taking the time out of your night. I know we kind of pushed it a little bit longer than we anticipated as well, but I appreciate you for doing that. Much love, brother. We'll talk soon, and stay safe, brother. We'll, look forward to seeing you soon.
Yes, sir, man. Stay safe, bro. Hope your voice feels better too, bro.
Oh man, I'll be fine. It just kind of comes and goes throughout. Like right now, it's a little bit good, but earlier it was kind of comes and goes.
No, man.
Uh,
All good, man. And all love to the fans.
all love. Take care of yourself, bro. Take people
Take
out
care.
there. Stay safe. Love you guys. Love you, man.
Peace, y'all. Love y'all.